everybody, welcome back to another episode of Last Day on Earth Survival. Today we return, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. We got an awesome raid in store for today. We got a gas station go ahead, head over to, and potentially upgrade some motorcycles. But on top of it all, boom, we got some stuff coming out of Kafir today in the form of the Thursday in Development section. It's Thursday, which means it's time for another post in the Under Development section. In a recent roadmap, we shared with you the idea of two updates, Outposts and Settlers, which caused a lot of excitement among our players. Today, we're going to tell you about them a little bit more. The concept of these updates has changed a few times during the development, growing bigger. Finally, we decided to unite them into one massive update and develop it into something more ambitious than initially intended. Currently, these Settlers are at an early stage of development and are not expected to go out in the near future. However, we would like to share with you a sketch that will give you an idea of this update. So a little bit of heartbreaking news to me is that it appears that they have combined the Outpost and Settler updates, and due to that, I think the Outpost, from what they're saying, is further along than the Settlers are. So since this is going to be the same update, it appears that the Settlers do still need to be wrapped up. But you guys might also be seeing this image. We're going to be breaking that down because that actually is giving us information about one of the structures in this. What you guys are seeing is the second image that was posted in today's little announcement, and this appears to be a much more complete and full sketch of the Outpost. And by the looks of it, the Outpost is going to be something that I think we come across in this wrecked fashion, because as you guys are seeing, a lot of the things we are seeing here is definitely not stuff that we would build or put down for any reason. Like that central building with the freaking, like, some kind of, I think it's like a radio tower crashed over it, completely destroying the thing. Over there on the left, we have like a hangar that appears to be absolutely rusted and destroyed. We could also see what appears to be over on the right hand side a couple of very big gas tanks, but those also appear to be rusted and empty. Over near the north, you guys could also see another such warehouse. On the helipad, you guys could see a completely destroyed helicopter. On the left, you guys could see what appears to be a radio tower that is toppled over, and all the way in the upper left hand corner, this one is really interesting as well. There appears to be some sort of a destroyed crate that actually reminds me of the crate that we used to see over in the shipwreck event and the smugglers camp event. So that crate might be making a reappearance. Maybe we'll be able to break into it, or potentially another thing that could be is some kind of waste too, because as you guys are seeing, there's a lot of like green fluid on the ground over there and a lot of barrels. So that might be some sort of like area like filled to the brim with like toxic waste barrels or something like that. But the point still stands. And also there's that Jeep that we saw in the last sketch, because this is a new sketch from what we have seen in the past, new concept art. And from what it appears, the Outpost is actually going to be a hybrid of building features. I believe all of these totally wrecked buildings that we are seeing here are actually going to be something that we can repair and bring back, and each of them will give our Outpost some kind of an ability or something that it could do that it otherwise would not have been able to do before. Because on top of that, I also do believe that there's going to still be the ability, like they have said in the past, to actually build at these areas, kind of like how we would at the base. And I think that's what we are seeing over on the right hand side, where you guys could kind of see those two little bases. One appears to be a house made out of level 1 walls, and the other appears to be a house made out of level 2 walls. So it appears that it's going to be a hybrid between destroyed structures we're going to be able to repair, and these different types of buildings we'll be able to build up ourselves. But I do have some more stuff to back this up, by the way, because if we look over at the bottom, we could see what appears to be some sort of like little entryway type thing, kind of like that little gate guard that we've seen actually over at like Bunker Alpha and Bunker Bravo, for example. But right next to that, there is a pickup truck, and this pickup truck is where things get interesting. Boom! Because this right here is some sort of a paper that they also did release, kind of detailing exactly what that truck is going to do. And well, it appears that it is going to be the supply station, or the Outpost, whatever you want to call it. And this thing is going to be used to transfer resources between our bases. Now, unfortunately, we can't get all of the the info out of this possible because like the hands blocking a little bit of it. It starts to get a little bit blurry over there near the bottom, but we could see a sketch of how it's going to work, and it appears that the pickup truck will be parked over in that like under that little canopy, and then there will be a little supply chest next to it. So it's going to be used to transfer resources between the bases. Number one, I am reading off the paper on the right hand side right now. All the resources gathered at the outpost are and then it cuts off over there. I'm guessing maybe transferable if the something slot something and then disk something, and then there appears to be a number 2, and you really cannot deduce anything of what number 2 is saying. Maybe it's saying something about the player over there, a couple of other things, but then if we go on over to the second half of this page, we could catch a little bit more info where they solved some sort of a problem. Originally the pickup was something by the player, automatically something station, and then initially the player can view blank if he triggers the pickup from the side. So I wonder if that means if he could actually view the storage of the pickup truck, and maybe this is going to be like a new vehicle that will actually allow us to, you know, bring stuff in between these two bases. And since a pickup truck is a pretty hefty back, especially compared to our current vehicle storage of a chopper and its back, I think the pickup truck might be having quite a little bit of stuff within it as well. And I think that's why Kafir has yet to remove the pickup truck back at our own base, because that is the exact same type of pickup truck that would fit this type of description. I think that the pickup truck is kind of going to be like this central thing available through all of our bases, because by the looks of it, outposts are going to be like pretty much more bases that we're going to be able to build. So the pickup truck is going to be very important because that's how we're going to be able to transport goods and resources in between these bases, and maybe it'll let us like cheaply or quickly travel in between bases as well. That one might be a bit more lofty of a goal, but you know, you never know. And then over if we continue reading on, we can see thus may display a window waiting player to level or bike completion, leaving to collection, maybe that's the word, when the requirements are met. So I think once some sort of requirements are met, because as you guys are looking over at the bottom, you guys can see that there are two screens. Number one, I think it says that first one that we're seeing over on the left hand side, that little like kind of box that says to build a pickup, level 15 is required. So we're gonna need level 15 to be able to build this in the first place. And then you guys can see that that second screen unlocks, and that second screen appears to be like, you know, a relative crafting screen, kind of how we've seen for the chopper. We got to put in all the different parts, and then at the bottom we will be able to click finalize. So it appears that this info is confirming that we're gonna have a pickup vehicle, and it's going to be essential in the usage of all of these outposts, and it's actually going to be how we're going to be able to transport goods in between. And if we go back over to this image over here, that brings me to another point, and I want to ask you guys, what do you think all of these different buildings, what type of a role are they going to play? Because I think that is what they are there for. All of these destroyed buildings, I believe, will be repairable, and they will do something for our base that we otherwise wouldn't be able to do, from like building a crafting table or something. Like at the bottom, you guys can obviously see the pickup truck that I was talking about, but then there's that hangar that could potentially maybe be storage. We got that central little building with the tower over it. Obviously the gas canisters on the right, maybe like mass gas storage. The destroyed chopper, maybe that's where we'll be able to repair the chopper and take flight in that bad boy. There's a whole ton of stuff over here, so I'm definitely looking forward to what you guys got to say around this. And to end things off, we do also have a nice nifty little announcement, and that is great news, survivors. As part of the zone skills rework, you have heard YouTubers mention the ATV and chopper skills will be going away unless you are close to something like extra pocket. It may be best to hold off on using or buying your skill magazines until you see the changes. So by the sounds of it, it appears that it's a little bit more info about that skill rework, how they're going to be bringing a change to the skill system, likely from what, at least from what I think it's going to be, because currently the way that the skill system works is you unlock certain perks in certain zones. It might transition to a more general system and maybe like a perk tree instead of getting random perks, you know, something along those lines. But on top of that, we do know that with the rework, it is going to remove both of those skills. So once this update does come out, or just a future update in general, we are no longer going to need the ATV or motorcycle vehicle skill to actually be able to drive those things. But with that said and with that done, that is going to wrap it up for the info that we got for today. Huge info confirming a new vehicle coming to the game and some functionality of the bases and how we're going to be able to transport stuff in between, and genuinely what appears to be, I mean, dude, I'm just saying, by the looks of it, like a base that we are going to not just be building, but a base we are going to be repairing and trying to bring back to its full glory. And for that, I absolutely cannot wait, because with this info, they are right. As we've kind of gone over the past couple of days, they've been releasing some info saying that this update ended up being more than they ever imagined. I kind of see why that could be the case because, dude, they really make it look like this is going to be something huge, and I cannot wait to go ahead and get my hands on it and let's not get hit by that, dude. And hopefully you guys can't either. But let me know what you guys think regarding all of this, how you think that vehicle's going to work, how you think maybe some of those buildings that we saw in addition to the one that, to the one that was actually detailed in the form of the pickup truck's gonna work, how you think the pickup truck's gonna work, how much storage it's gonna have. I think it's gonna have a lot of storage, man, because of like, it just makes sense. Like our chopper, like I just want you guys to compare how much our chopper can store over here, just relative size. Those little things over there can hold 8 slots. If we have the entire back of a pickup truck, that's probably bigger than like a chest or two. So that's probably gonna be storage for quite a lot of stuff, and that is definitely gonna be hype, and especially when settlers come into play too. Dude, there's just a lot of stuff coming with this update, and I kind of see what they meant when they said that it's huger than they expected, because with the more info that comes out, this is more than I could have ever imagined. Because, dude, especially like a new vehicle is gonna be coming with this too. This is going to be a big boy of an update that I'm so freaking hyped for. But like I'm saying, let me know what y'all think in that comment section down below. And reminder that that comment is going to put you 1/3 of the way into weekly $12 at your such place store gift card giveaway. All you gotta do as well is make sure you like button, make sure you subscribe. That will ensure you win on today's video. Y'all could go ahead and enter in on every single last day on Earth video. When Saturday rolls around, we'll pick a random video from the past week, pick a random comment from that random video, and that will be the winner for the week, and we'll kick off a new weekly giveaway that exact same Saturday as well. So make sure you stay tuned with that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest of Last on Earth information, such as that which came out today, not to mention breakdowns of that info, applying it to past info that's come out before, and just giving us the best look at these future updates, while of course keeping you guys in the loop with the latest and greatest of it all, so you guys know what to expect with these outposts, how to prepare, and also info like the stuff with the ATV skill magazine, or whatchamacall, not ATV skill magazine, but like with the ATV skill, with the chopper skill. So we're keeping you guys in the loop with that type of jazz as well, just making sure that you are as informed as possible about the current state of the game, about what is coming, and about this wild Outpost update that, dude, I had no clue that it was going to be adding a vehicle, but now that that info has come out, and hello airdrop, I will be paying you a visit. Maybe you too, chopper event. I know chopper events are pretty good. This one's closer, so I want to go here first, but dude, I'm a sucker for vehicles, man, and if the pickup truck's going to be vehicle number 2, Nelly. And then maybe, dude, one of those warehouses that we saw. Another thing, I could totally see this happening, actually, because they said that the outposts are going to play such a huge role. And, dude, some of those warehouses look big and stuff. Honestly, some of those warehouses, like, look like they might be big enough to actually store the ATV. Because as you guys know, with the inclusion of the chopper update, well, our chopper, our newest vehicle, does have storage. And that storage is where we are also able to modify it and stuff. So it really makes sense that they are trying to plan, oh, wow, 4 things out of that? Ugh. But it makes sense that they would be trying to plan something along those lines. So I think what we might ultimately see come to fruition is that, like, one of those warehouses, because there's a couple of big warehouses, one of those will be able to store our ATV and kind of serve as a garage for it, where we'll be able to potentially level it up similarly to what we have seen over at home with our chopper. So all that I know, though, is holy guacamole, dude. With every new bit of info that comes out about this update, I get hype, except for, of course, the fact that they did say it's not in the near future, so we can't expect, I think, from like the latest word from what they've said, especially from the cipher that was revealed by Anubis, I believe that the next update is going to be the active skill mod update that also does bring in some sort of like a convoy event, because they brought up the convoy during that, and potentially a warehouse that convoy event was going to. But regardless of that, dude, this Outpost update is going to be redonkadonk, and when it comes out, you guys can fully expect videos on it and all other updates, which is another reason that that notification bell is such a great investment, because it will keep y'all in the loop, because as soon as a new update comes out, we are always checking it out absolutely ASAP, showing off absolutely everything that it has to offer. This guy really did not care. These guys did not realize that I was shooting at them. Well, I will take that to the bank, because that means this guy didn't use any of his shotgun durability, and hello. Also, we have a really good raid in store for today, guys, by the way. I did a little bit of research into the space that we're raiding. Oh, mama. Dude, this past, like, week or two has been the greatest raiding week of my life. Or raiding 2 weeks, depending on how much exactly it was. But, dude, once you guys see this raid, I think it's gonna be as loaded as some of the raids we've done before, and we might not even need to use a C4, which would be the craziest part of it all, and we'll just be like, wowzers. Yeah, I know, but like I'm saying with those updates, as soon as they come out, we're covering them absolutely ASAP. Hello, I like what I'm seeing over there. Okay, kind of like what I'm seeing. I do like all the nails that we got out of that. But we are covering it absolutely ASAP, showing off every single new thing that it adds, whether it be weapons, those active skill mods whenever they come, this outpost whenever it happens, the settlers, how they work, how to repair things, and we're just going to be absolutely blitzing and rushing to show off what is worth it, the best ways to go about certain things, and if we did really have anything super valuable behind, nothing too crazy. I think we grabbed all the super valuable stuff, at least in my eyes, for our base that we got back home, because, dude, we have a loot storage problem at the moment. We need to expand how many chests we have, because we do not have enough to store all the stuff that we are grabbing. But so yeah, like new weapons, new things, all that jazz we're gonna be trying out absolutely as soon as possible, not just to show it off and have a fan-freaking-tastic time throughout, but also so you guys know the best ways to go about certain things, what to prioritize, what to go after, what's best to go after, and just like maybe what isn't worth it in the certain prizes that those might all encompass. And on top of it all, that notification bell is a great way to stay up to date with every single video y'all can enter on for that weekly giveaway, and of course all the other dope survival games going up on the channel as well. But okie dokie, we have arrived at home. I got some goods to put away, and we have a raid to go ahead and go on. So quite the action-packed day left in store for today, if you ask me. So I will prepare for that and talk to y'all in a sec. And before we do head out upon this raid, let's go ahead and get ourselves a couple of things. Numero uno, let's call these raiders in and see if maybe we can knock out some quests for the next raid that we will be going out of our way to acquire, and get y'all the bunker code for today, at least at the time of me checking it out. 93917 is gonna be the code for today in case y'all are in need of it. If that's out of date by the time you're trying to use it, make sure you check that comment section down below. Phone up today version brought to you by the fan-freaking-tastic community here at the Snipe Gang. And if y'all don't see it down there, maybe go ahead and post it to help out anyone who may be in need. I try to keep y'all as up to date with it, but sometimes it'll change after a video's up, and sometimes a video will be like a day old when someone's checking it out. And here's the stuff and quests that we have, but that is only a side note upon the dopeness that we're about to embark upon with all of this jazz right here. I wish you could double click in the off-road bike, man, but dude, that's the thing with the pickup truck when that comes into play. It's gonna be interesting to see exactly like if we'll be able to drive it to other locations as well, or if it's only gonna be used for transporting between bases, because if it does have the ability to transport huge amounts of loot between bases, I mean, it only makes sense we'd want to maybe bring it to any zones we go to, so maybe it's going to be like super expensive in terms of fuel, because I know, whatchamacall, pickup trucks, they're not like a Prius or nothing like that, you know, like they do guzzle a little bit of gas, and I think choppers are relatively efficient in the grand scheme of things. Not that I'm not a gasologist, so don't take anything I'm saying here as gospel, don't take any of it as fact, but I mean, at least from what I've heard some of my buddies who drive pickups say, they, the gas mileage is not a fun part of the experience, so that might be kind of like a counterpoint that discourages extensive use of it and kind of encourages it to stay as mainly being used to transport stuff between bases, which I could definitely see. But at the end of the day, we got to see how it all plays out. And like I'm saying, let me know what you guys think regarding this, because dude, just this is going to be the best, dude. If this adds as much as it does, I don't know. Oh, hello. Let's definitely grab our chopper. We didn't leave with the chopper. That could have been bad. But dude, if it adds as much as they say it is, I'm just trying to think back to all of the big boy updates we've had, like the North being added in initially, raiding. Dude, this might be up there, even surpass raiding as being like the biggest update in the history of Last Day on Earth. Like by the sounds of it, it's kind of what they're working up towards with this, but because I think they've said in the past as well that there's going to be, what was it? I think they said there's going to be combat going on at the Outpost in some way, so potentially something like base defense, other people attacking us, probably AI though, because from the sounds of it, I believe the Outpost is slated to be a single player location, most likely from analyzing the map and where it could take place. This is honestly where it belongs, because then it might make the North actually a little bit more viable, because currently traveling to the North is the most obnoxious thing ever. So it would only make sense that if our person would want to make an outpost anywhere, there, and then as an extension where our person should make an outpost in the game, because we're probably not going to be able to put it wherever. Although if we could, that would be insane. But kind of given that information and having that in mind, the thing that it does add up nicely to would be the north, because that's just so out of the way and that's prime position for an outpost. But regardless, dude, any info that y'all want to talk about, this is just getting more and more fuel to the fire for this discussion, and it is just hot diggity dog. And also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we might want to go ahead and break through this one over here, because this base, like I said, you guys are going to be seeing this firsthand, is going to come loaded to the brim with goods. Now, we do need to break through a couple of annoying things to get to the goods, but when you guys see the goods, you will be like, oh mama, Papa Star did not lie, and I will say to you, I did not lie, comrade. It did not lie. So just go ahead and break into here super quickly, and this is where you guys are gonna see gloriousness. And also, we are gonna see some enemies running after us that we are just gonna try to take out from the map. Might as well save our pistols, save our own weapons, because this entire base is caked in spikes. He really should have invested into some stone walls. He has, I think, way too many spikes for his own good, because, I don't know, that just makes our job as a raider here a little bit easier. Although, the thing is, too, he's not going to lose anything from our raid, because in case you guys don't know, I do get asked about this sometimes, like, Star, don't you feel bad raiding people? No, because when I raid someone, hello, Floater Bloater. Goodbye, Floater Bloater. When I raid someone, I'm not stealing from them, I'm actually looting a copy of their base. Whatever I take does not actually matter, because if you guys think about it, whenever you research a base, it's always exactly the same. Sometimes the base layouts change a little bit with updates, because I think that's when they update the database, because this is someone else's base, don't get me wrong, but the thing is that it's not like super up to date, because otherwise they wouldn't look exactly the same, like when you research a base, for example. So whenever you lose stuff, oh my god, this guy's still alive? Jeez Louise, that man was on a mission. Whenever you guys lose stuff, it's never to a raider like me, it's always to an AI raider. The computer kind of determines what walls are broken, what chests are broken, and ultimately what loot is taken from you. So don't go around blaming me. I'm just over here trying to get some loot skidoodles for myself. And in case you guys might notice, you might be like, oh, Star, you said we don't have to use a C4 for this raid. That is right, you don't. But Star, look at all the stone. Oh yeah, I see that, but do you guys see that little thing right there? That little, what's that color right there? That's a hint of wood. And, well, if we, sorry about the burp there, start chopping into this, it's not just a hint of wood, it is an entire wall of wood that get us into the inner sanctum of this base. And the inner sanctum, and let's get out of there, get ourselves some free kills. The inner sanctum, that is where the goods start to appear. And that is where you guys are gonna see some gloriousness unfold. But today, man, it's just been a glorious week. All of this info coming out about the Outpost update, all of these super dope raids we've been experiencing. This has been like probably one of my favorite weeks on Last Day on Earth in a hot minute. But when that update itself comes out, that will probably take the throne as favorite week all time, because, dude, it looks like that Outpost is gonna have a ton of stuff to do, a ton of stuff to repair, and hopefully a ton of quests stemming from it too, and stuff like that we might be able to do. And come on, boop. There we go, we'll take him out, this guy, boop. We'll finish you. Is there any toxic abominations coming my way? Or are they all donezo? They might somehow all be donezo. Well, I'll take that, bro, I ain't complaining. I will take that to the bank, unless another trooper's gonna come out of nowhere and be like, hello, I lived. That'd be rather disappointing to me, because then, well, I gotta kill him. And I'd rather them die to spikes. Cheaper that way, you know? And here we got our first little taste of semi-decent loot. Oh, don't worry though, guys. We haven't gotten into the good stuff. We've just gotten into the appetizers. Not even the appetizers, the soup of the meal. This right here. This is the good stuff. Hello, shotgun rain, a couple of AKs, a couple of pistols, an M16, and a couple more pistols as well, brother. I like what I'm seeing, and oh, there will be more to come as well. This is still not it. There's still more chests to go, because that type of loot, like, it appears like it's the type of loot that you'd expect inside of a stone enclosure, but you need to remember that this guy, I don't think he finished his stone enclosure when the update happened and when his base was updated in the database of potential bases that you could raid. So as a direct result of that, well, we're getting some really good loot, because we know where to go. And hopefully, if you guys ever come across Daryl Dixon over here, hopefully you guys will know as well, because all 4 of these chests are pretty worth it. I think this one might have like some pretty decent, let's freaking go, pretty decent SWAT armors that we could definitely cop, and I can't recall what this one down here had. There's also a couple of colored chests out and about that I want to break into. Let's freaking go! That's what this one had. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Okay, I could use a little bit of pistol drizzle here. I am a little bit encased on the inside. I'd rather take these guys out easy breezy than panic and try to get stuck in a hallway. Because, listen, some of these people attacking us, they're thick boys. And, well, I don't want to get stuck into a hallway with them because I've had it happen with the big one at least. And being stuck in some of these hallways is not the most pleasant thing in the world. Although, it is kind of nice here because there's like a loop-de-loop, so you can't really get stuck. Because if they block one way, well, you could just kind of loop-de-loop back over and we'll be good to go. And that's the thing with this raid, man, is not just the fact that I love what we're getting. I will leave you behind because that's only 2 oak logs. But, it's also the fact that just like we didn't have to use a single C4 to acquire this stuff. That is a dream. Like, we still have the C4 ready to go whenever needed. So, great news to me. Hopefully, we'll be up to 2 or maybe 3 C4 by tomorrow if we get lucky trying to get ourselves some mo. But, oh, and that's the thing. This was a revenge raid. We don't need to worry. Like, otherwise, I would have started, like, putting some of this stuff over into here because the way that it works is whatever's in your chopper is not taken into account by the raiders when they ask for their fair share of loot. So, probably putting away all of these precious metals would have been a good idea. I know they like the circuit, maybe the air filter too, and then we probably could have just paid them off with a single air filter, but we still got some more hatchetry to go through. Let's continue going through it, shall we? Because we still got a couple of interesting looking chests. We've broken into all of the ones of his inner sanctum, but there's still a couple right outside of it that maybe will have some promise. No, I do think that those 4 inner chests were the best, because that would make the most sense because, well, they were the most interior chests. And also, I wouldn't mind grabbing some of these chopper wheels here, because we can't trade these in over at my buddy the gas station. Ooh, and we do, ooh, never mind. I value SWAT armor a little bit more than the alternative. I will eat up all the beans that I have so I could take more armor. Thank you kindly. I'm sorry, 3 gasoline. I definitely value some of the best armor in the game at the moment. I know that there's better armor coming, but for now, SWAT is still the best one that is actually attainable in the game. Dude, we could try and soften up some of these chests and just for the sake of science, see what they have within. I don't think we're gonna find anything better, but might as well. We got some extra hatchet to go through here. Let's just go ahead and break through these a little bit. But from how much hatchet we got left, we just got that one boy over there. And we'll soften up this chest over here, and then we'll call it. Because then we have 4 chops to break through the next 4 chests. Hopefully that's enough for that iron hatchet to handle. And in the meantime, that should allow us to grab... Well, we already have a full set of SWAT here. Our SWAT's gotten a little bit dinked up, so might as well grab the best stuff that we can. Ooh, yeah, especially that helmet over there. That one's taking a beating. And I suppose I could take that out for a spin, and I'll leave the wrenches behind for some pantalones. Hard to go wrong with that. The copper ore, I know, I might leave, it's just 2 aluminum wire. I'm taking the chopper wheel over that. I'd rather trade that in and hopefully try to max out our military motorcycle level. But, actually, I like boots. I don't know what to leave behind. I kinda, YOLO. Okay, I'll grab those. Those have more durability. I'm sorry I'm so indecisive. I just want to perfect all the loot that we can. But, yeah. So things are about to hit the fan. So without further ado, let the fan hit! Oh, okay, we got a little bit of gun oil there. Nothing too wild, nothing too crazy, nothing too wild, nothing too crazy, nothing too wild, nothing too crazy. Owzes! Thanks for hitting me, broski. Don't appreciate that at all. Let's just please sprint our way out of here. Hello, abominations. Ow, don't hurt me. But the good news is that there are a lot of spikes here, so we might be able to get these abominations to die without really taking too much damage. Personally, I don't want to die to the big one, though. That is my one big fear right now. I know some of you guys are probably like, Star, there's so many spikes, you could definitely just run around until the big one dies. Guys, as much as it hurts me to say this, you cannot kill the big one during a raid. I know that is heartbreaking. You don't need to tell me that. The big one is unfortunately not killable as much as we might like him to be, because right now I'm just trying to kill like the toxic abominations and stuff from all the spikes. He cannot die. He's taking damage, but as soon as he hits like 200 health or so, he will simply regenerate it. So it doesn't help us as much as I wish it did from the bottom of my heart. It does not affect us one teensy bit, but that outpost, that is definitely going to be affecting us. And ooh, we got an airdrop we could head to after this, so we should be respawning at the bottom of whatchamacallit, of the map, so we could run back in, hopefully put this hatchet to use, have it break, and then, well, maybe we'll grab something, you know, instead of the hatchet. I'm not going to risk too many biscuits here, because we have a loaded inventory. I am not trying to lose this to greed, you know, because I know you might be like, oh, but you could always get more. Yeah, I could, but I'm very happy with what I have so far. There we go, and we broke through that, and just a little bit of tape. And, okay, the big one has appeared. I'm gonna kill you dudes, hope that's cool, Abomination. There we go, he's gonna hit me a little bit more. And I wanna go and get those SWAT boots back, so, yeah, might as well. So we're gonna kite the big one back up to the north of the map. We'll run out of bounds, and then we'll just go back in. I think I remember which chest I put the SWAT in. I think it was in the same chest that was originally in, right? Yeah, something like that. Ow, took a little bit more damage than I would have liked. Let's heal up before we leave. Make our way within, or outside, and then back within, because whenever we respawn at our chopper, whereas the big one is exactly where we left him off. So the total opposite side of the map of our chopper. I could get behind that, but yeah, Operation Acquire the Pantalones is a go. Let's hope that it goes smoothly, because I want me some goddamn pantalones. Almost as bad as I want that outpost. And all of the things we're going to be able to repair, dude. I just... I need it, man. That is definitely going to be the big boy update that we've been waiting for quite a while. Because it has been a little bit of a while since we've gotten, like, a huge update. Like, you know, the North being added in, for example. Or, like, raiding. It's been a little bit of a while, you gotta admit. Since the last huge one. Like, the chopper update... Okay, that one, I wouldn't call it huge. I'd call it decent size. Like, it added in all the different choppers and stuff, and, you know, ability to upgrade your chopper and more storage. I'd call that a decent size update, for example, but nothing super wild. And you know what, maybe for the sake of science, this big one is almost dead. I kind of want to show you guys, okay, let's definitely not die while I'm trying to show you guys this, but I kind of want to show you guys what happens to his health, because there's just so many spikes on this map. If there's ever been an opportunity to do it, now is definitely the opportunity to show you guys that his health will simply regenerate after a certain point, which is a heartbreaker. I know. Oh, mama, he's starting to do a lot of damage too. But we've taken him out a good amount. I might run out of the map like one more time here. Oh, there we go. He hurt us a little bit there. We will heal. You guys should see him. Come on. Oh my god, took a lot of damage over there. Ooh, to there. He still hasn't healed, so we're gonna run out of bounds really quickly. We'll run back in, and you guys should see by the time he comes back to us, he'll be healed, because on the way back, you should run across a couple of spikes. It's just like a lot harder if he's directly behind us to kite him into spikes, you know, compared to him being very far away, because he's always trying to take the shortest path from him to us. So that might involve, for example, hugging the walls. In this case, the walls are kind of spikes and kind of deadly, so we're just gonna wait for him to appear. So la-di-da, da-da-da-doo, da-da-da-dee, da-doo-da. And when he appears, oh, look at the shakes, he is at 940 health. He is not killable, guys, as much as I wish he was. There is nothing that can be done about it, at least yet. I really hope they add some way to take him down, but he is kind of ultimately the mechanism that they use to ensure that you can't just, you know, absolutely level someone's base. You know, I guess it's kind of like what adds quote-unquote strategy to raid, so you have to kind of like plan out which walls to go into, where to blow in, instead of ultimately, if you bring enough hatchets, being able to chop down his entire house. You know, I guess that's kind of it. It kind of adds a little bit of challenge. Doggo, why are you inside? I get that you're the same color as my motorcycle, bro, but come on. Don't be one with the motorcycle. I don't need a doggo-cycle. That sounds like a knockoff unicycle for some reason. I see you coming, Zombie Spitter. No need to worry. But, yeah, with all that said, with all that done, that's gonna start bringing an end to this episode of Last Day on Earth Survival, and I might try and go ahead and grab one of those things in exchange for something else. Could always come back to this airdrop. We still got a little bit of energy and a little bit of time on the event as well, so I might just do that in my free time. But best of luck to you guys and gals getting the Chopper Gas Tank and joining the Chopper Squadron. Best of luck breeding your pup, getting the true friend perk, leveling up your own perks and skills, not to mention finding the very best blueprints and building up the very best attachments for the very best weapons that you got. Best of luck building up your base, going out on the dopest of raids, defeating all the bosses the game has to throw at you, and getting past the multiplayer wall. And most important of all, having yourselves an absolutely fantastic time all throughout. Not to mention, best of luck in that $25 iTunes Play Store gift card giveaway. And I really cannot wait to hear the discussions in this comment section, because Dude, we've actually learned some huge info about the Outpost today, along with an updated look at it and a new vehicle coming. Like, it's just been a lot of info coming out, and it just makes me want this update right now even more than ever before. But that's gonna wrap it up for me for now. Thank you guys a whole ton for watching. Have yourselves an awesome one, and I'll talk to you next one. See ya.